We have a little grebe on the dam. I hope for many of you this is a new species. It's a new one for my Rietspruit list. A very warm welcome to this afternoon's drive. We do apologize that our start was slightly delayed. It was not our fault. The internet line went down from haste to wherever it goes to take the stream to YouTube. Hopefully it holds. We have had a few internet outages through the course of the day, and hopefully that doesn't affect this drive. And for those of you that don't know my voice, it's Gareth taking the drive this afternoon. On camera I have Andrew and FC, we have Basil and VM because of the technical difficulties. And if you were going to, well, if Giraffe Cam was up and going, you would probably find Victoria going for an afternoon walk later on. That's what the Painted Dog family are up to on the Rietspruit Game Reserve, which is where we are broadcasting from. And if any of you can guess the name of the dam that we're sitting at, I will be very impressed. But while I wait for those guesses, because it's pretty difficult, I should think, a warm welcome to everybody watching this on the public channel, and to all of our pack members, a very warm welcome, just like the afternoon today. Carol, Di, Brian, Christine, Ricia, Becky, Mary, Betty, Jennifer, Connie, Jan, Bob. Welcome everybody. Very good to have you with us. And I hope we have a very enjoyable afternoon. It's very cool to sit here with these little grebes. I don't know how many of you have actually seen little grebes. But they are the species that we find in the Lowveld. And there is a pair that are floating around on the dam at the moment. It's quite typical of them to see them in pairs or in little family groups once the chicks kind of get bigger and follow the parents on the water. They're not very big. They're quite a small water bird actually, which makes it easy to identify them when they are on the water when you get to a pan or a dam and they're there because they're quite small. But they're very widespread, these little grebes. They're throughout Africa except the sort of harshest deserts of the Kalahari and the Sahara and Namib. They go up into Asia, Eurasia, so very widespread. And you may have seen just now, before it goes out of shot, it was sort of bobbing around as ducks do. They do go underwater and dive, and they can dive for up to 50 seconds. Normally not that long, but if they need to, that's an extended period. I wonder if Andrew can find the second one on the water, if it hasn't drifted beyond the trees where that one's just gone. I'm keeping an eye out for it as well. But they can dive for up to 50 seconds if need be. They tend to follow hippos and other ducks as they disturb aquatic insects. And they can dive for about 30 meters. That's pretty impressive for a little bird underwater holding its breath. And I would suggest that that's not a 30 meters deep, but sort of 30 meters underwater distance that they can travel up to. And they're looking for aquatic insects, fish, crustaceans, mollusks, all the good things that one may find in a dam. Andrew's going to tell you all which dam we're at. You should know which one it is now. by the angle of the mountains, and it is impressive to see how Leopard Dam has filled up in the last 2 months. It was all but a puddle in distant memory now, and now it is pretty much bank to bank. It almost looks like a river when you look across the other side like that. And another interesting thing when it comes to little grebes is they actually eat their own feathers at times, and what they do with that is wrap it around the bones of fish, and then they, like owls do, regurgitate those as pellets. So that's very interesting. Diving to catch fish, you don't want fish bones in your stomach, so they eat feathers, and that kind of holds all the bones together, and then they regurgitate that as pellets, which is very interesting. And they're not the only aquatic bird to do that. Some of the ducks do that as well. But this is the start of Can You Guess It? We are going to attempt to do a dam tour this afternoon. The lions are on Kaya, there's rhinos on Kaya, the male cheetahs are on Kaya, all from the small. So from here we're going to go past Kudu Krip, Seskant Krip, and then go up into the northwest and do a big loop. If we find something on the way, that will probably call our dam tour off, as we will spend time with it. And I'm kind of hoping that where we're going around Bushveld Dam and up to Leadwood Dam, the kind of western, northwestern parts of Blowbank and into the western parts of Leadwood, that we come across Mabai and her cub, because it has been quite some time since I've seen them. It's probably over a month. And I think the last time you didn't see them when we were at Walk Fair. The last time they were seen was Victoria, when they had a kill near Hayes, and the vervet monkeys were alarm calling at them. So it's about time they showed up and we saw them. They have been seen since then though. They were seen on Leadwood a few weeks ago. But let's see what we get. So the aim is to go and show you all the dams of the Rietspruit. But if we do come across the ellies or rhinos of our own, or Mabai and cub, a surprise lion that isn't with the others on Kaya, because the females are all over the show. But most of them I think are accounted for, from what I heard this morning. Then we'll probably not be able to get all the way back around to Mamba Dam. And I thought I'd do a different loop, because we normally start Mamba Dam and do Sequoia and Leopard and then get up to Lowveld of South Africa. So I thought we would change it up slightly. I'll just navigate some eroded descent here into this drainage line. Try not to do damage to the jackal at the start of this week. And I don't want to lose Andrew, because that'll make him very upset, wouldn't it?
Probably wouldn't be upset, I'd just be upset myself.
It has been a warm day, but which is quite typical. The clouds come in and kind a little bit as we get later on in the afternoon, and that's kind of, there's also quite a breeze. And then I saw a few comments on Zoom Drive. Something that I want to ask our regulars for tomorrow morning. It is kind of the last one. We don't want to make a big announcement or anything, but last week it was really dark at 4:45 Central African time, or Standard African time, which is what we use, at 4:45. Would our regulars object to doing that at 5 or 5:15? Push it back a little bit. We don't want to drive over all the tracks and in the dark. If not, that's fine. It's not me on drive, it's Victoria, so she has to get up super early. But so do I, because I've got to be FC. Just leave a comment if you think starting at 5 o'clock our side or 5:15 suits you. I know last week it was really dark for the first 15 minutes or so, and I think sunrise is only at 5:15 at the moment. But that is for all our regular Zoom attendees. And if any of you that don't normally, I'm just going to go for a walk in the bush. If any of you that join on the try to get them, maybe chat about it, comments, send us an info at paint.tv, that is. Some impalas. Let's see if they're around. If you're keen to join tomorrow or on Thursday, those will be the last scheduled drives going out before we sort of change what we're up to. And then we will do them on request, and we still will see out some commitments and vouchers that are floating around out there. Arrange when we have enough people to do one every couple of weeks or once a month or so. If you're keen to jump on there, let us know. They are $25 for the drive. They are good fun. Some of these impalas are looking quite intently down in towards the drainage line here. You can see there's two females that were looking down there. With the wind, they might be a little bit wary. It's also possible something moved past them. That little one in the middle is quite cute. Maybe something sneaked past them just now and they're a little bit cautious. There's some more coming out of the bush here, but they are grouped quite tightly. I think the wind is maybe upsetting them slightly here. Look at all the babies. It's amazing. This time of the year, all of the herds of impala seem to double. Oh, Carol. Didn't realize it was Leopard Dam. But the dam is full. Mary, sorry, I'm reading the comments here, and Andrew's just swung the camera around, catching me unawares because all of the impalas have darted off here. Just going through the comments. It was quite an interesting thing, that warthog piglet, isn't it? I'm going to keep driving because we've got some distance to cover while I chat. But I don't know, what were we doing? Victoria, Andrew and I were just sitting in the final control area. We were putting together a thing on Photoshop for Victoria, and I was helping out there, doing some proposal writing for all of the exciting things coming your way and ours. And making it pretty. But I cannot talk about that. Time shall speak for itself as to what we're up to and what we're doing, but there are some exciting things on the horizon for Painted Dog and our pack members. Okay, we're coming up to Kudu Krip, and then I'll tell the piglet story for those of you that may not have seen it, and my involvement in it, because Andrew's taken all the limelight.
Literally in the caption. So it weren't for Gareth.
Okay, there's nothing at Kudu Krip. Let's just swing around there. So the elephants have damaged all the pipes, as they did a while ago, and none of the crypts are full because the reservoir is drained, because the pipe's been pulled out. But fortunately for all of the animals, there's water everywhere in all the pans and dams, as we've seen at Leopard Dam. Hard to recognize it the way it is. But we're just sitting there in the office, and I saw the pigs come, warthogs, I should call them warthogs and be professional on camera. And then I looked up because something caught my attention as the warthogs ran away, and saw the one fall in. And we all leaped up to run out there, but Andrew had shoes on and I didn't. And I was trying to grab a camera to try and film him getting across to it. But he beat all of us there, and I just watched from basically the door of the house as he was running, not watching the mom, who then ran out in front of him and past him. So we saved Andrew and a piglet. But it was nice to play a part in keeping that little piggy alive.
And reunited.
And Andrew was very worried for a day or two, because he saw them without 3 babies. And then when Andrew was in the Kruger, we did see the 3 babies, but we forgot to tell him. So he found out yesterday when VM saw all 3 of them. So it's nice that we did a good deed as a team. Andrew did all the heavy lifting. But it is just interesting, sort of, if you watch that piglet trying to get out of Camp Cam waterhole there. It got so close a couple of times, it just didn't have the, I don't know, the power to launch itself out.
On our socials.
You can watch it on our socials. We haven't. But the time was just incredible, because we were sitting there, looked up at the screen, saw them come, looked up at the screen, one was in the water. Now, we're not sitting in the office looking at the screen that shows the camps all the time. So the timing that little warthog learned a very harsh lesson was probably perfect, because we were all paying attention. But I think I was in the office for a grand total of about 10 minutes helping Victoria. And in that 10 minutes we had that event unfold. And by the time Andrew got to the piglet, it was pretty close to running out of energy. So it's just amazing how these things happen. If it had happened half an hour earlier or half an hour later, we probably would have missed it. And we would have got a concerned message from somebody paying attention to Camp Cam like Carol. But it may have been too late. But it's not the first time Andrew's done a good deed at saving some animals. I know he saved a white-backed vulture from the reservoir at Giraffe Cam once.
Yeah, that was good.
But that was before me, so I cannot speak about that event. The mountains do look beautiful there with the sort of last light hitting all the green grass on the slopes of Rietspruit. Carol, it's always good chatting on the Zooms, so you don't have to keep quiet. Hopefully Mary has her voice back after her little bit of a cold she had. Hello Aurora, welcome. Yeah, I'm not worried about those clouds. Okay, let's keep going. But how beautiful is that, the way the light's catching it? Oh, it is such a beautiful time of day. I actually kind of don't know where I am right now. Or do I? No, I do. Nobody panic. I'm on Rietspruit. Blowbunk Rietspruit. No, I kind of didn't take my usual route. I thought I'd have a change myself. And we're now on Seskan, so I know exactly where I am. Why have I been kicked out? Okay, nobody worry. The other day, and you'll see it in a video that's going to come out sometime in the next 2 weeks. I had a very cool sighting of some banded mongooses just north of Seskan Krip here. Very cool sighting. Just going to start dropping Easter eggs everywhere for all of you. April's far away here. I really hope that we bump into Mabai and her cub. Oh, it's been so long. What off TeamSpeak? What is going on? Okay. Oh, there's a redback shrike that I wanted to put on. Maybe Andrew can still get it. It's just not as pretty now, sitting in the shade. But there you go. One for the lists. A redback shrike. They're trying to get as many insects as they possibly can right now to bulk up for their long trip back to Asia. So keep going. Some rhino tracks going up Seskan. Also no water there. The management are trying to devise a plan so that the elephants don't get. I'm trying to think whether we should go through the deep slough and drive up that way. Yes, let's do that. Oh,
When did that happen?
I don't know. Just changed my mind, sorry. I'll get back onto my train of thought in terms of what management are trying to figure out. with the elephants ripping the pipes out the ground. But I'm just plotting my route up to Pofara Dam, and it's really pretty west of the Diepsloot. So I want to go across there. Then we'll come kind of through this area when we're getting back to Lowveld of South Dam. But the elephants have been ripping up the main pipe from, I know on one of my drives towards the end of last year, we had the elephants ripping up the pipes at the pump. But they've ripped up the pipe between the pump and Lemonduring Reservoir now. But they've done it twice after it. And the answer is probably to try and bury the pipe a lot deeper than it's currently being buried at, so that the elephants can't easily get to it. Now, as we cross through the Diepsloot, I hope we don't lose connection or Andrew on this steep descent full of rocks. This is a proper job here, trying to get, just this first section is quite hectic. And then I'm speeding down a section I shouldn't have been because I forgot to control it. We made it, and I've still got Andrew, so that's a bonus. That is roller coaster crossing. Still a little bit of water there, so when I do say that the crypts are empty, it's not to be concerned. Sorry, I actually need to have some water. Yeah, when I say there's no water in the crypts, it's not, don't be concerned, because there's a lot of water across the reserve, so the animals have no shortage of water. There is water across the whole landscape, and we do like that. And the bush is looking amazing with all the grass and the animals and the babies. Everybody's happy. Towards the end of the dry season, before the rains came, everything was starting to look a little bit desperate. Not too desperate. They were starting to look a little bit concerned. But we don't need to worry. Hello everybody, how are you doing?
How are you?
Good,
Sorry,
thanks.
Have we met?
Gareth.
Gareth. Hello,
Yes.
Gareth. Nice to meet you. Hello, Andrew. Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
My daughter Julia.
Okay.
Daryl Jacob. They do watch you
Okay.
from the Cayman Islands.
Nice. How's it going? I know you were moving there the last time we saw.
This is your biggest
He
fan.
watches all of your things. I come home from work and he's honestly watching you guys on TV, and then he loves it when he hears my mom on the radio. You know.
Nice.
Yeah. Why are you going to the fence line?
I'm not. I'm going to go up
To Pofara.
the deeps. Yeah.
We've just done that.
Okay. I'm doing a dam tour for the viewers who are now doing a sky tour with Andrew. I'm hoping to find my bye-bye. It's been so long.
I know.
That's why I'm coming out here.
What's that level? Pretty
2-3, yeah?
That's what you call it?
Mm-hmm. Why?
I didn't know that. I didn't know that that was her name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think it was?
I don't know. I just called it Pretty 53. So not the old female. Pretty Cook's mother.
We don't know who that is, but we think it's Antioch female now.
Antioch female.
Yeah, we think. Just makes sense that she would have bequeathed to. You lie, you saw one 2 days ago.
That's Kruger.
Really?
That's
And you went to Kruger.
Oh my god.
Cheers.
Fruit is different. It's not Rietspruit.
And that was with me, the blowbunk male at Sequoia Dam.
Indeed, it was.
It was actually a really cool sighting. Sorry everybody for that little ad break. I think you were trying to look for some clouds there. Just chatting to Sandy, who is keen on the leopards of Rietspruit. They've just come up from Pofada Dam and haven't seen anything, so maybe we'll have better luck. Actually just want to check my map to see if there's a better route to go than the obvious one that we're going on now. Not really. But this is a nice section. I'm just going to catch up with some comments. Hello Andrea, welcome. No, Carol's just saying she's going to talk a lot on Zoom, so 5 o'clock tomorrow morning might be a bit early for Carol, which is like 3 o'clock. So we'll be doing 5 o'clock or 5:15 tomorrow morning for Rietspruit time. So Rietspruit is just the English, what is the English name of Rietspruit? So it's after the river. I'm trying to think of what Ritz is there. So Spruit is basically a word used for river. So we've got the nothing. Deep Slut. Reed River.
Apparently.
Is that the direct translation?
Rietsprout. That makes sense.
Reed Sprout.
Rietsprout.
So Rit is reed, but there's no reeds in this river. Maybe there's reeds further along. I'm trying to think when we drive around to Rietspruit.
So Riet, just R-I-E-T, translated to Afrikaans and in English is cane.
Cane.
Cane. Like the thing my dad used to eat me.
You should not say that on live TV. Hopefully nobody heard you, and I will not be repeating it. So maybe it's off. Did she call me? No. Maybe cane rats. There were a lot of cane rats in the Rietspruit. Sandy, were you looking for me?
Yeah, come back to the crossing of the river. Just follow my track down into the river.
Has she got a leopard there?
Maybe.
If she's got a leopard, then I'll be blown away. Okay, copy. Sandy tells us to come back to where we were at that steep crossing. So I wonder what she's got. She's not saying it over the radio, so maybe there's a leopard. So that 400 people don't rock up there. So I'm going to drive quick. Or maybe she found Mababa, because I said I was looking for her. We'll see. Hold on to your hats, everybody. We're going to put some pedal to the metal. Because if we don't, make speed. We're going to run out of light and time for our dam tour this afternoon. I really want to see a black rhino. I just saw a midden and I thought to myself, I need to see one, but this is probably not the time of the year to look for black rhino because it is so thick. I think I saw one night when we were going out sort of doing those little after drive looking for leopards. But not a confirmed, because there was a female rhino with a baby running away from Kudu Krip. Yeah, so I was thinking it could be a black rhino that's just nervous of us. Yeah. I remember Victoria went on, the first day we got here, she went on drive with Brent and saw a black rhino. Wild. I hope Sandy's got something exciting, everybody.
Maybe it's just a flat tire.
Oh, no, she has a future son-in-law to fix that. Ah, got some dust in my eye. Come on, be a leopard. Kudu Krip 2-3, being cool. Andrew's excited. 16th of December could be the 28th of January. No, well that's tomorrow, so maybe you'll have better luck with somebody else. Today is the 27th. Let's have that as the new leopard day. Although I got a leopard on the 28th of December. We're in the deep slough.
Maybe we should go right.
Sandy, Gareth, Sandy.
Stand by.
I'm in the deep slough at the crossing. Where must I come?
No, there's two guys. There's one that is on the foot, and there's one slightly further south. Slightly further south.
Copy. I hope she's not stuck. And this is just a cry for help.
Across behind me.
Everybody, put all the good feels out. Be a leopard. Everybody's sitting on the edge of their seats. I can feel it. Andrew is, but he's half off his seat. That's the problem. A leopard with a kill in one of these trees. How would that be?
Gareth, just a talk. So Gareth, my car's pulled up. I'm going to leave now. I'm coming to my position.
copy.
Using one vehicle at a time.
God, it must be a leopard. It must be a leopard. So they're going to leave now, and then we're going to go where they were.
Sorry, station, I've been off my radio. Just want to ask about anybody fighting. Is there any fighting currently around Rhino Crossing, Giraffe South, Giraffe North?
Thank you.
Nobody got fight running the lobby.
Everybody, we got a leopard! You could see that it was just a little bit sort of annoyed. It is a male. Where he's flashing his tail, sitting there like he was. Can you normally drive this riverbed, Andrew?
Yeah, you can.
Can you?
Yeah.
It looks like it's drivable. So yeah, male leopard. Andrew should have really good stuff of him sitting behind that rock, snarling, flashing the tail around. I'm just gonna. How great is that? I want to see where we can try and view him from. We could go back. We might not end up doing a dam tour today. We can go back to the road above the river. Visgat.
Pitgat.
No, there's a road Visgat.
The link road.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if that's better. I'm just saying, we're just trying to figure it out. You can see he was thrashing his tail at us, keeping that low profile behind the rock. You can actually see his tracks in the river. He's clearly walked just here. I wonder if we disturbed him at the crossing up ahead, where we couldn't see around the corner and he was walking away from us. We could also try and go in the river. We could try and go up the river here, but he wasn't so comfortable at that, even at that distance. So Carol thinks it looks like the blowbuck male, which means he should be pretty chilled. I just want that we drive down here and he charges the car.
I'm okay with that.
Andrew's okay with it. I don't know how I feel with no door.
I'll jump in the way for you.
Let's go up here and see if we get an angle from the top. It doesn't pay, it just goes straight up. Yeah. was too busy changing settings on my camera. Oh gosh. Low range in this car is not second gear. We're just going to go slowly and have a look. We'll then jump out on top and have a look there as well. I'm just trying to drive slowly, and then you got to try and navigate on rocks here. I don't want a leopard screaming down the bank at me here, because he kind of growled when he ran off there. It's amazing how he's hiding behind such a little rock here. But if this doesn't work, we'll go up on top of the bank and have a look there. Just check the trees, Andrew, also for maybe a kill. Although his tracks come back here, he could have had a kill here and he went further upriver for a drink. Although I didn't see tracks going the other way when I think about it. This is where he was lying, and this is where he's gone up the bank. I think the road... I definitely think the road on the other way is better. But all the time. You drive, I'd hate to know how many leopards I've driven past in my career. Not just here, but even when I was at Mala Mala. This is where he's gone up. This is the rock he was lying behind. I mean, he could be lying behind the grass there and you wouldn't even notice. So I clearly can't drive. Oh, what's coming in here? It's a big eagle. That's massive. We'll have a look. We'll go up onto the road next to us. Oh, there it goes. What is it? Is it African Horror Hawk? Yeah. Okay. Everybody, we're going to go around to the road that's running on top of the bank and just see if we get a look there. Very cool. So I think, when did I see my leopard? Was it the 27th of January? December. I think it might have been. What was the 26th? Kudu Krip 23, Seskan. Yeah, I mean, we'll check this area. Kill somewhere here. Slowly, sorry for that little bit of a breakup here along the deep slope. We might be struggling for some network. We've got it onto the road on top of the deep slope here, and we're just going to drive slowly and quietly I'm not really going to talk too much so that our odds of trying to find this leopard improve. But as you can see, this grass is so thick. I think we're probably already past where he was. And if he's lying in any of these little thickets, it's impossible. It was a bit got up and moved, but you could see he was uncomfortable the way he was lying behind that rock. And you could see he was flicking his tail from time to time, so he wasn't happy. And then eventually he lost his nerve and moved off, but still a pretty cool sighting if you ask me. Let's just check here, another maybe 100 meters, and we'll turn back around and then check back from the riverside. It's my third leopard sighting on Rietspruit. Okay, I think let's turn around here. It may even be worth coming back a little bit later. We'll probably shift away from our idea of doing a dam tour. We might go up to Bushveld Dam, maybe Leadwood, and then come back down here this evening and just see if we get any eye shine or sign. Leopards will, for the most part, get more relaxed as it gets darker and into the evening. It's very cool, very cool. Yeah, it doesn't matter how quick a leopard sighting is, it's special. Look how thick it is. So thick. The chances of seeing a leopard in this are next to none. And even if I saw it, I think the odds of Andrew trying to get it on camera are probably -10. No offense, Andrew. Keen to go for a walk. I'm not the way you were thrashing that tail around. Yeah, I think he's somewhere in here. If he didn't just make a complete bolt for it. Go back to the river and just have a look from down the river and then where we turn around, have a look from there. And then I think we'll go up to Poole Dam, maybe give him a bit of time. He's come from he's come from the north, walking south in the river. And then I reckon Sandy came across him, and he just ducked behind that rock, probably hoping not to be seen. There is carrion here. So there's a bit of carrion that I can smell here. Maybe he was investigating it if it isn't his kill. It's been hot, so... I want to go a little further down in case he's come back down in the river, walked along the bank. These soft patches, we might go down quickly. Okay, welcome back everybody. Okay, welcome back everybody. Not with tube it or haste, but between. Okay, we'll come out of the deep slurt now. Just got a leopard in here, so. Okay, so sorry if it's breaking up. We are. See, there's tracks here as well. It's been spending some time here. The scent of carrion is. Are we live? Okay. I think we'll come back here a little later. Alright everybody, we're just going to leave this area, go up to Poole Dam, see if we can find anything else while there's still light. We'll come back down here a little bit later. We did have a sort of a little bit of a smell of carrion back there just before we got into the deep slurt. So there's always a chance that the blowbunk, if it is, sorry, the male leopard. We'll wait for Carol to confirm. This is the other crossing, so we'll go up here. Yeah. And then we'll come back here a little bit later. Maybe it's still hanging around. There is a bit of carrion. We'll drive there and then drive this road back down towards Haste, towards the end of the drive, and we'll come back in about sort of half an hour. And why I say this is because when leopards are relaxed, when leopards start getting relaxed, it's normally at night. They feel a lot more confident than during the day. And that's when we start to view them and spend time with them, and they get more relaxed with us until you start viewing them at daytime. That was very cool. Very cool sighting. Thank you, Sandy. Sandy, Gareth, Sandy.
Standing by.
I'm going to make my way back north towards Bushveld Dam. If you want to make your way back into the area, went up the western bank.
Okay, copy, standing.
Very cool. Very, very cool. I mean, leopards are shy at the best of time. We've been blessed to sort of travel Kruger and see leopards. Victoria and I were blessed to work in one of the best places to see leopards in the world. I mean, if not the best place to see leopard in the world. I would argue that it is. But to get them to that point takes years, decades and generations of leopards. And it takes a lot of hard work with sort of very directed practices where we're going to rules and regulations that apply to those places mean they get used to it. Kruger's a completely different situation where there's just a lot of vehicles driving around, and it shows that different people driving around, you can still get relaxed animals. But it's just a time factor. And the more you see them, the more they obviously become relaxed with the presence of vehicles. But I'll take a sighting like that any day. Wow, so good to see a leopard. This is why you must always have your camera in the right settings. I was in movie mode. Should have been in a photo. I've got a camera here filming movie mode. Okay, now I'm a bye-bye and covered Bushveld Dam having a drink. We can wish, can't we? Carol, that's the road. I did the same thing just now. We saw on Tuesday? No, Thursday on Zoom. Now we got one. Very cool. The colours on the mountain. Let's just see if we can get a gap here. Just going to stop briefly. It's quite thick, but you can sort of see the silhouette of the mountain behind these marula trees with the lights. More carrion. Hello Ronnie, welcome to the drive. Don't know if you got to see the leopard. I'm sure everybody's back. Yeah, the problem isn't with us and signal. The problem is the internet in the area between us and Hayes. Well, between Hayes and YouTube. This is where we turned around last time, so let's see how much further we get until Sandy calls us again. I might have been comfortable with that vehicle, and then our funny little vehicle showed up with Andrew sort of sitting above everything with the camera. It's a little bit of an odd sort of shape when an animal would, if they are a little bit nervous. We got the stick on it, so like it kind of changes a bit, so it might have been relaxed with watch your head. Sandy's sitting there in a normal vehicle, and then we came along with this sort of funny shape on it. It might have just upset that male leopard a little bit. I'm just thinking as to why he would have sat with her for, I assume, 10 minutes before we got there, from where she would have found it, seen it, spent some time, and then us get in there. The flash sightings are so special of a leopard when you don't see them. I've been on the Rietspruit for, there's some good rhino tracks here. Don't know if Sandy drove this road before us, or the one that we went up twice, which I didn't intend to do. There's an impalas that looking at us. Yeah, its body language is just watchful. I think it's just watching us. There are some fresh rhino tracks here. It's just one male impala standing there, just quickly show you. Just in time, got the camera on it. Oh, saved it. Doesn't count to my tally of about 15 stalls today. Every sighting is special. Every sighting of a leopard is special. And it's something that I've really learnt in the last little while, to appreciate every sighting, no matter how brief it is, because I was spoiled for 6 years when I was working at Mala Mala. Where I'm gonna say a biased comment, the best place to see leopard in the world. Well, that's the only place. Really. Rhinos are still going up here. Hopefully we catch them at the dam. We're not too far from Pofara Dam now. But yeah, I spent hours with leopards, photographic guests. One day I spent 7 hours with leopards, and I saw them for about 5 minutes because of the long grass. Another day I think I spent 10 hours with one leopard. And then in COVID I was filming with a film crew, and we sat with the Inkoveni female who was territorial around the main camp, and she was hunting some impala, and I think we sat with her for about 11 hours from morning until sunset. 5 minutes from camp, not even 3 minutes from camp. So I was truly spoiled, and those are just a few to name. But I wouldn't go 3 days without seeing a leopard, and seeing a leopard would be sightings where they were playing and raising cubs and walking next to the car, sleeping in the shade. I have to pinch myself at how blessed Victoria and I to work in such a place, and for so long, intimate into the lives of these secretive cats otherwise. Ibises. And I've been at Painted Dog and on the Rietspruit for 4.5 months now, and that's my 3rd sighting. You learn to appreciate them. And That is why I'm looking at doing a project on leopards. Just catching up on some of the comments while we sit at Pofada Dam. Look at this, it's super full, it's incredible. When did we do our dam tour where we were having a great time and we had that gorgeous bush rock?
That was a while ago.
It was in the dry season, hey? This was all but like a puddle. We ended our drive here. Yeah, so Carol, we do think that the Antioch female is in all likelihood lost cubs because there was a female up here for a little while mating with presumably the blowbunk male, and I think it was the Antioch female. They had 2 leopards in this area for 2 days mating, and in all likelihood it was Antioch. I don't know if anybody got a picture. Carol, maybe you know or saw something more on that. I think I didn't really see anything on our sightings group, but I think it was them, which means sadly she would have lost those cubs. We also haven't had any sign. We've had female leopard tracks along the Antioch Sloot around the deep Sloot, Seskant. We also had a camera trap up in the Sand Sloot where we had a picture of the Antioch female, which is quite far if she had cubs. But I have been reading quite a bit on leopards recently as I'm doing research onto this potential project. And a female leopard, or areas of high density of leopards, female leopards, mother and daughters, may overlap as much as 60% in their home ranges. Generally about 20% to 10% overlap. But high density areas, a female leopard with her female cubs that bring understanding that is the next generation of her genes. And we're back. Hello, Mom Ruth. Thanks for joining. Victoria sent you the link a little bit late, unfortunately. We're looking at a whole lot of water, not a leopard. Have to go and watch the highlights. Rewatch our video from YouTube a little bit later on.
Wait till it's on him.
We're back. we're leaving the dam. Maybe we've got a bit of an issue there. Maybe our connection doesn't like water. Because we're sitting in an oat section, there's no big trees. I'm so glad that didn't happen when we were sitting with the leopard, because that might have been the end of drive, because Andrew might have thrown the camera at the leopard. Woo! Fresh rhino dung. There's some impala. Let's put some impala on for the end of drive. It's a massive herd. It is incredible when they have all these babies, how big these herds get. That's why impalas have been so successful as synchronized birthing. The herds almost double overnight, or over a couple of weeks rather. And there's just too much for predators to kind of pick off. And the population just grows and grows and grows. Such a beautiful antelope. It's such a pity that they're often overlooked because of how common they are, but they are the perfect antelope. Their life history, the way they breed, they are a very old species in terms of evolutionary timelines. They aren't really closely related to anything that's living today. I've said it before, but with the expansion of people in Africa, most species in South Africa, and we'll talk about South Africa, probably not use Africa as a statement, but in South Africa, they're the only species to have expanded their distribution in the country with the expansion of people. And that's because they do so well. They're a species that's a mixed feeder, they're adaptable, their birthing strategy just means that they've been introduced into parks where naturally they probably would not have occurred. And we know that they didn't occur in places like the Eastern Cape, Western Cape, but they were introduced there. They were definitely a low species, and maybe down into KZN, but they've been moved all over the country because of how successful they are. And they make up a large percentage of carnivore diets. So if you want to have a good lion population, you put these guys on your reserve, you're pretty set. They're inquisitive at us. A little bit of an alarm call. Sometimes they do an alarm call at us. But it's not all of them going wild, which means it's not a predator, although we are a predator, I guess. We are the ultimate predator in these landscapes. And then I look behind me and there's my bye-bye jokes. Don't get excited. I was just saying it as I was turning around. They'd actually seen something, but they haven't. I think they're alarm calling at us. Impalas. I always get confused because they shouldn't be alarm calling us at a vehicle. And maybe they have seen somebody that may have been stalking them that lost their nerve because of that. But I think all of them would have erupted if that was the case. Okay, let's go. Let's do a loop. We've got half an hour left. We'll kind of head back down towards that crossing. Seskant. Have a quick look there and then drop down into the deep sloot. Hopefully our picture holds. We'll give ourselves a shot at trying to find that leopard again, hopefully under the cover of darkness. It's a little bit more confident. And we get another view. just follow the deep slope down. Expand, search for my bye-bye. And this is actually a really cool road. I like it quite a lot that we're going to drive now. We're on twin crossings. Leadwood is to our north here and Blowbank to our south. We're on the boundary. Nice and open on Leadwood. But I like this road along the deep slope here. It's also, I've had quite a lot of, dare I say it, aardvark activity along this road, and in terms of tracks and signs of them digging, and porcupine, actually lots of porcupine quills. And across the bank, on the eastern bank of the deep slope, are huge burrows that I want to go and try and camera trap along to see. Oh, what's that? Maybe a tawny. To see if we can get whatever's making those home. Oh, this light is gonna die. Okay, I want to try and save our spotlight as best we can. It looks like for some reason it may not have charged properly. I can still see a bit now. So when it gets really dark and we actually need the light, I'll start using it. Sure, shows you how infrequently this road gets driven. There's like no track here. Just feels like I'm driving in the bush, making my own road, but I am on the road. I think this is why Mabai and her cub don't get seen a lot, because these roads don't get driven a lot. I think the kind of typical areas for people to go is down Seskant or Wildefay or Hoofpad, Lowveld Dam, down to Seskant, Krip, Kudu Krip, Lemondurian, Leopard Dam, Sequoia Dam. Like that area gets driven a lot. This area doesn't get driven as much, and I think this is where she spends time. Because when she does disappear and she gets found, it's always like here, western parts of Leadwood, western parts of Blowbank. I don't recall ever hearing a sighting of her like east of the deep slope. But twice. Staying away from those boys. Yo, look how long the grass is here. This is wild. Don't go, girl. We've got a giraffe next to us. I know we've just gone live. We probably just get a silhouette of it disappearing. It might come out. Let me go forward a bit. We should get a good angle of it. Ah, there we go. That's better. Oh, there's 2 of them. 3 of them. That's way better. Sometimes you just need to change your angle and your perspective and you see something differently. I thought there was just one.
Mobile stop along the
Hello everybody. I don't know when I lost you, but we're finding watching these giraffe with a bit of a storm almost rolling in, and I wonder if that's why we keep losing connection. Andrew is zooming out to show you what would typically be the silhouette of the Drakensberg. You can kind of see it there, but look at this bank of cloud rolling in over Rietspruit at the moment, and I would hazard a guess that that is what is interrupting our stream. So I do apologize. It is nice to have these 3 male giraffe off to our left, as they are. Okay, I think I'm still live. But yeah, it's nice to sit with these giraffe. Just in terms of Zoom drive for tomorrow morning, I know there's a kind of a, have we decided? Sunrise is at 5:30 here, so I think we'll leave camp at 5:30 at 5:15. So tomorrow's Zoom drive, going to make the decision now, will be at 5:15. It will be light for us to drive out of camp. Half an hour later than usual, just because it's been dark for half an hour and it seems like a bit of a waste. It's changed quite quickly since we've got back from our Christmas break. So 5:15 our time, just add for half an hour onto what it would have been your time. And then if you are keen on that, please just send us an email, info@paintsadog.tv, so we can add you to it. Remembering there is $25 cost to that. But our regular 5, you don't have to do that. I'll add you to that drive regardless. Alright, we're going to leave these giraffe, try and get closer to where we had that leopard, see if we get lucky at the end of drive. It might be a bit late now as we've been trying to sort of fix our stream a little bit with this weather, and if you do lose me, it's probably because of this bank of clouds that is moving in quite quickly over the Drakensberg. Alright boy, let me turn these lights off, make your life a bit easier. Just driving without the lights on because there was a giraffe that kind of changed direction as I was going down the bank there, and I wanted him to be able to see where he was walking properly without the effect of the light. Is your torch going to be better than this one? got a backup torch.
It's even lighter.
Beautiful. How do I switch it on? Alrighty. You love. There's an eye flashing here. I think it's a scrub hair. Gone. It's a bit rocky on these roads. Where is the road is a good question as well. See anything. The grass is so long here in the western parts of the reserve, and the road is quite often difficult to see. And look in front of us here, you can just make out there's kind of like a two-track, and I can't see logs that are in the road, and I don't know if I'm even going in the right direction anymore. I'm not, but I'm going to a main road, which is probably better than trying to drive this two-track because of how overgrown it has become. Not being able to see things, especially now that it's nighttime. But we'll just follow this down south, well, to our next road. And that'll take us to that crossing where we had that leopard, and oh, do I hope, whoa. This is when it gets super dodge. I don't know, we're gonna have to risk it here. Andrew, holding on. I just hope it's dry. It should be dry. We're on top of a crest. Elephants have pushed a tree over in front of us on the, yeah, I'm gonna try and avoid these trees down because of the ellies. But we're on a main road again once I get around this massive tree that's been pushed over. And this will take us a lot, well, it's going to be a lot easier to get down to where we were wanting to go. Elephants have rerouted that little two-track. What do you think is our best bet now? Drop it out into the river, have a look down the river, and then come on the road? Copy. Hello again. I do think these clouds are having an impact on the drive, and it's very windy now. We're going to go down to that crossing and just see if we get another look at this leopard, and hopefully it's a good one. And we're hedging our bets on the fact that there's carrion at that crossing, and that's where we should have a look. I mean, we can just smell carrion, so there might not be much of a carcass at all, just the lingering smell. But we are in a haystack and we are looking for the eye of a needle. Not even the whole needle. That's how hard it is to find leopards, with how green and thick it is at the moment. Yeah, we're looking for the thread going through the needle. Another scrub hare bouncing off into the long grass. Okay, come on, leopard. Be good. Every time I get an eye of a nightjar, I get excited on the road in front of us. As we go around a corner, I think, oh, there it is. But it isn't. There's another nightjar, lots of eyes on the road. There's some fireflies, yeah, we'll sit when we get down to the crossing. See if there's any sign of this leopard. Just fireflies. Let's see if we can get a firefly. I can't. Yo, that's carrion's quite strong here. How much time do we have? Here's one to the right.
There's a few flying.
Yeah, there's. Is there? Let's see if we can. It's super difficult. These fireflies are not anything that you can really focus on to get the flash of the light that they emit. Oh, that was a moth, I think. Keep getting whiffs of that. Okay, I think we can just put. Oh, there's one there under that marula. I don't know where you're trying to. Is it? Yeah, they move pretty quickly, especially with the wind. So I don't know if we're actually going to manage to get a firefly on camera. And I can't see any I can't see any eyes in the deep slit for this male leopard. Oh, there's lots to the left here. Hey?
Here we go.
Oh, you can see the flashing light in the middle of screen. There's a firefly darting around. And it's gone. Well done, Andrew.
That's the best I can do.
That's the best I think anybody can do. Should we drive up the river or should we go back on the bank? Decisions, decisions. There's lots in front of us now. There you go, another one in the middle. That flash across was actually a moth in front of the light. Right in front of the camera, coming to the light at Andrew's feet that shines on me. But every now and again you see a flash in the camera, and that's a firefly. There's a whole lot of them in the under the marula in front of us. And these are the males that are flying around. The females on the ground. And different species have different frequencies at which they emit light like this. And the females are predatory, and they will they'll trick males of a different species by using the same frequency of flashing of the light to attract the male, and then they will eat them, and the male gets no reward because it's a different species. And the male is trying to find a female to mate with her. So the females don't even have wings, so they don't fly, they're just on the ground. There's quite a lot of them actually. Lots of these fireflies in front of us. Unfortunately, we can't really put them on camera to show you. But everybody, it's kind of coming to the end of our drive. And what an exciting drive it was. Thanks to Sandy, we got to see a male leopard, although briefly. It was here, hiding behind a rock. But I think when we got here, maybe Andrew was a bit different sitting where he is compared to the game viewer that was here on top of the jackal. Kind of elevated a bit because he was thrashing his tail from side to side, really anchoring behind that rock before he lost his nerve and ran up the bank. But it was a really good drive. We didn't get to all the dams, but we had a few of them. We got those little grebes, which was quite cool, I think. And then obviously a leopard was special. But those of you joining us on Zoom tomorrow morning, 5:15 is our start time. And see you then. If not tomorrow morning, we'll see you again on Wednesday. Thanks for joining.